The Design Sprint Scorecard. This is a tool that we built a few years ago inside of Google Sheets, and we used it for every design sprint we ran. Now we've built it inside of Control Room, and that is much easier to set up and much more fun to use. So the big idea is that when you're doing the testing day of your design sprint and you're interviewing testers, you can actually score each of the questions from your sprint and your prototype questions, as well as capturing insights during the interview. Let's take a look at how it works. So I'm going to click on this demo meeting and then add a new activity, and we will select Sprint Scorecard. Here we'll add some testers. I'm just going to, for the sake of speed, just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S1 for sprint question 1, sprint question 2, 3. We typically have about 4 or 5 sprint questions, and then we'll have prototype questions. I'll just put in, typically we'll have 4 or 5 of those as well, but I'll just put in 2 just for sake of explanation. Now, as usual, we see that our participants' view is not set to this. They're looking at live scribing. So I'm going to go ahead and send this over, and let's take a look. If we copy the link, we can take a look at the tool and how it's working for participants. So here we're on tester 1, and we can see that right here. If the name was longer, it would be a little more obvious. And then we can score each of the questions. So as we're listening, sprint question 1, that was kind of unclear. 2, oh yeah, that's a definite yes. And maybe here for the unclear, I can explain why. I think it is not clear because, and then sprint question 3, absolute no, they wouldn't do that. Oh yeah, that's totally cool. Yes. And maybe it didn't come up, was not applicable. And then we could say they really are worried about the overspray. And then save. And once I add a comment, I can mark it as positive, negative, or a direct quote, which can be really handy for tabulating and exports. So in a spirit of time, just to keep this video short, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you here again the facilitator view. There's the buttons to advance and go backwards. So I can go to the next tester, and as you can see, tester 2, I can do the same thing. So these are all the same for each tester, and each participant is also doing all this simultaneously. So we'll go through each tester, one by one. Now we're on tester 5. So now that they're all in, we can review the results. And here we can see our graph where this was 100% yes, 100% yes. This is 50-50. Here, this one was someone that put unclear and left a comment. So we can say Douglas was on tester 1 said it wasn't clear because of XYZ. So we can also look over at the insights, and these are all the insights along with positive, negative, or direct quote. We can filter by only looking at positive, only looking at negative, only looking at direct quotes. And we can also filter by the individual user as well. But again, I didn't enter anything into the people other than 1. We can download everything, including the graph details as well as the insights in a CSV. We can print this out to PDF, and also we can send this over to LiveScribe, just like our other activities. So once I do that, we can toggle over to LiveScribing and see what they see. So here we kind of see a rundown of, for each of the questions, how many what percentage did each answer get. So 50% no, 50% unclear. So that's just a really kind of a compact view of the graph. All right, so that is the Design Sprint Scorecard, and much easier to set up and definitely a little easier for folks to use versus messing with the spreadsheet and tabs and this and that. So hope you enjoy it, and thanks for listening, and talk to you soon.